Hello world, my name is Kyle. I'm a musician from Minnesota. I'm literally nobody right now, but I know that someday I will be a very successful artist. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I know it will happen. Well, here we go. I'm Feather, and I'll see you on the other side.
8 years ago, that guy said that. 8 years ago, I said, I'll see you on the other side. And honestly, he was right about almost everything. That's the part that gets me. He was right. He had no idea how or what it would cost, but he called a shot. I just don't think he knew that the other side would look like this. I had the realization the other day that I've been filming myself for almost my entire life, but I haven't really gone back and actually watched it all. Especially these days, you film the thing, you make the thing, you post the thing, and you're already moved on to the next thing. You rarely ever look back. But now, stranded on Earth in a place that I hardly recognize as home anymore, I find myself looking back and asking myself one question. How did I get here? How did the kid in that apartment become whoever's sitting here right now? Ever since I fell in love with making music, I've been trying to build something. Not just a career, but a vessel, a machine to carry my life in art forward. Systems, studios, a name, a story. You build a ship so the ship can take you somewhere. And for a while there, it actually worked. I mean, on a whim, I decided to start my own project, learn how to produce. I moved to Nashville on basically a feeling and a friend telling me to go for it. I got into real rooms, real rights, retreats. Songs started getting picked up before we knew it. Playlisting, support slots, shows. And then my name on the marquee. First time, hometown show, headlining, my friends all there, up all night. It felt unreal. That was probably one of the best nights of my life. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that it wasn't. That kid called a shot, and the shot went in. Which is exactly why what happened to me next took so long to understand. Something you'll learn about me is that I like systems. Whether it's productive workflows, health routines, or the navigational systems of the ship, they all require the same thing: structured, operational flows. I have this one very specific, very peculiar memory that has stuck with me since I was a kid. Sometime in middle school, we were asked to write down something we couldn't live without. Well, most kids probably wrote candy, Pokemon, or pizza. I wrote structure. Basically made my mom cry. The point of me bringing this up is that through years of testing and building systems across my life, I've learned one very important lesson. Systems require maintenance. They don't survive the wear of life's entropy on their own. They need frequent, routine upkeep to reliably work. Because when you neglect them, they will inevitably fail under prolonged stress. Which is exactly what happened. After years orbiting ambition, chasing something just out of reach, the engines on the ship I had built started to fail. With burnout breaching the cockpit walls, I had no choice but to surrender to gravity and crash on the nearest planet I could find. Stranded, lost, and alone, I was out there a long time. There were a lot of days that felt bleak, like it was the end of a dream well chased. But somewhere in that jungle, in the silence, stripped all the way down, no signal, no algorithm, nobody watching, I found myself face to face with the guy underneath all of it. The guy who had started to build the ship in the first place. Because he wanted to. Because he was curious. I made more music out there than I did in all the previous years combined. And not just music, I made anything my curiosity was drawn to. It's a funny thing to say about a crash, but it just might be the best thing that ever happened to me. But there's one thing I keep running into while going across all this footage that I just can't get over. Let me show you. You could argue that I've never been more successful before in my music career, but I've also never been more broke, and I've never been more stressed. I'm kind of struggling with what to do with that. I've kind of had this feeling for a while that I've needed to reestablish my relationship with my career and music, because it is a classic habit of mine to get far too into what I'm doing. I'm overly passionate and I'm a workaholic, and then I go really hard for 3-4 years, and then I get incredibly burnt out because I left no time for myself and had no money, and I realize it's happening again. It's classic Feather. That Feather knew. He had the whole thing figured out. He could name the entire pattern: go hard, burnout, repeat. He could see exactly what was coming on the horizon, and it still happened. That's the thing that gets me through all of this. It's never that I didn't know. It's that knowing something from the inside of it is not the same as seeing it. You can narrate your whole life perfectly and still not be able to steer it. My sister once told me, everyone is still just a younger version of themselves, just grown up. And that simple sentence really stuck with me because she knew that guy. She actually knew that kid and watched him grow up. For basically all of human existence, no one has ever been able to actually watch themselves grow up. You had memory, sure, but let's be honest, memory can often lie. It hands you the version of yourself that lets you sleep at night. Maybe you had some old photos or a box of mementos in the closet, but you could never really watch your own becoming, especially while you're standing in the middle of the moments that you used to wish for. But I'm realizing that I can. That's the thing nobody warns you about when you decide to film your whole life. You actually end up with all of it. I can see the exact sentence where I started to drift. I can watch a version of myself name the whole pattern and then walk right into it anyways. I can watch myself get literally everything that I wanted and still lose myself inside of it. And I can watch myself find it all again. I mean, look at this. I can watch a kid with no experience producing music or even use a computer quite literally build, break, and rebuild his studio and an entire world around himself over and over again just to make that goal possible. This studio is living proof. I might be rebuilding this whole system right now again for the nth time, but when I look back at where it started, I can actually see real, tangible growth. And if I choose to look a little bit harder, I can see it everywhere else too. I used to think becoming was all will. That kid in the apartment sure did. But you watch it all back and you realize half of you steered and the other half of it steered you. And sometimes I think maybe something was carrying me the whole time. The thing is, you have this too. Your own footage, your own flight log. We all have this now. Most people watching this are carrying the entire record of who they are right there in their pocket. And almost none of us ever look. We point the camera at right now, at what's next, the thing we're about to drop. We're also pointed forward, we forget to look back. But if you actually went back and looked,
I'd think you'd find you were on the path the whole time. Even the times when you're sure you were lost. It's just, sometimes it's hard to see from the inside. Anyway, as much as I would love to keep going down memory lane forever, I've got some errands to run, a studio to finish building, and some growing up to do.
Did we get it?
Hi, this is Alma. I'm currently undergoing a routine firmware update. Estimated completion time 3 weeks or so.